Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. On January 29th, 2025, the Clerk of Court in Ada County released the Notice of Filing list of stipulated exhibits for motions to suppress and motion for Frank's hearing. So now we see that the state and the defense filed a stipulation, which is an agreement that these were the exhibits that, of all of the information, the literally tens of thousands more pages and photographs and witness statements and interviews and lab reports and everything else that comprises the entire case from the beginning through this date, January 29th, 2 years plus since Mr. Kohberger's arrest. This is what both sides introduced into evidence at the suppression hearings motion and at the hearing that Judge Hippler held to determine if he would grant or deny the Franks versus Delaware hearing that Mr. Kohberger has been seeking since November. So, although these items, the actual evidence themselves, the actual transcripts, the lab reports, the photographs, the video that is discussed here have not been released, there is a grid that allows you to get some information never before released to the public. Number one, DM's name, who was mentioned in the Affidavit of Probable Cause as having seen and heard things and witnessed things, including apparently the suspect, according to Brett Payne, the author of the Affidavit of Probable Cause, was never mentioned by name. She has not, to date, as far as I know, ever been officially identified by her full name in this proceeding. It is within this notice of filing the stipulated evidence that she is named in giving multiple interviews, and the dates of those interviews, including one that was given right after the crimes occurred, are listed here, as is other information. Times of body cam footage that one of the initial reporting officers, Officer Nunez, took that was then used in evidence and introduced into evidence to try to persuade Judge Hippler to either grant or to deny these motions. There's information regarding names of people that were involved in the investigation. There's names of what appears to be two expert witnesses whose names and information, curriculum vitae, aka resume, have always been filed under seal. So there's a lot of information here, although it's not the exhibits themselves, not the evidence themselves. Number one, the fact that this is what both sides selected should tell us something, provide us big clues as to what the defense, for example, was admitting into evidence to try to persuade Judge Hippler of this very big burden and large and difficult burden to get this hearing. This is what the defense team felt was most important for the judge to know. The actual exhibits are listed in two parts. The first is for the motion for the Franks hearing, and the defense's exhibits are listed first, with the state's exhibits listed toward the end. The defense, not surprisingly, filed a lot more because they bear the burden of proof. And then come the exhibits for the suppression motion, starting with the genetic information, IgG, AT&T first warrant, pen, trap, and trace, another motion to suppress for the Lambsden Drive property, and a couple more. If you'd like to take a look at this document, read it for yourself, please follow the link that I have provided in the description to this podcast episode, and you can do so. My name is Kathy. Thank you very much for joining us here today.